Hello and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons Planescape Torment, the Enhanced Edition. When we last left off, well, we helped out some person and got Mort back. Back again? Yeah, I got some questions. No, I've had enough you to last a lifetime. I will answer no more of your questions. Now pike it, sod. Oh. I should have asked him better questions. Oh well. Let's see here. Woman, the yellow cast skinned her, has yellow cast to her skin and severe features. Tattoos cover her body. She wears a long blade at her side. Her eyes are like two small black pearls. As you approach her, they follow Dakon's movements. Uh-oh. Before you reach her, Dakon breaks in. I would have you hear me. What is it, Dakon? It is my will that we not speak to this woman. Why not? She is a Zerth. Our wills have crossed blades. We have no common ground. Then do not speak to her. Why do you insult the unbroken circle of Zerthamon by continuing to wear it against your heart? You are not numbered among the people, betrayer of Shrakalor. The Anarchs and the Zerths have spoken, and their word shall be obeyed. You are not to speak your mind to me, or any Zerth. Will you hear this human when he speaks? His words carry the weight of yours and have the shape of Limbo's form. I will not hear you, Dakon. He travels with me, Kiana, disciple of Zerthamon. He comes to you to hear the words of Zerthamon, which you as a Zerth must impart. Will you hear him? The words of Zerthamon are not for the ears of a human to be heard. Their minds are not as one. They bring division wherever they travel. This one wears a shirt of scars and blood. He travels with a traitor. Vilkar's heart beats within your chest if you ask if I will hear him. Will you close your mind to his words? Know your words before you speak your mind, Kina, Zerth of Zerthamon. I will not hear him. He will hear me. That is sufficient. Dakon turns to you and speaks in your language. She will teach you. The Gith woman turns to you. Her black pearls glint dangerously. You are not known to me, but your trappings speak ill of you, human. Your body is a book written in scars and blood, and you walk in the shadow of a pariah that claims to speak for Zerthamon himself. Speak your mind. Greetings, Swordringer. She hisses in irritation. Your pleasantries are as dust. The sign of morning draws near. The time is short, human. I would know your questions, and then it is my will that you leave. What do you mean when I said I walk in the shadow of pariah? You walk with a pariah and you know not his history. He is as quick to speak others, but the history he has remained silent. Ask him of Shlaktor, the fall of the mighty fortress of the Githyanki, and see what his divided mind reveals to you. Ask him how he speaks with Zerthamon's word, but his krach is a mist. It is not Zerthamon's word that lacks conviction. It is their echoes that have been distorted. There's no doubt in how Zerthamon's mind is spoken. Generations of Zerth are as Rakma's jewels. One mind in this matter. Your stance carries with it a divided mind. The doubt is yours, an echo cast from your own faithlessness. Your words speak not in the mind of Zerthamon. They are shaped of angles and hate, as molded from Gith's mind itself. You shall lie with the dead of Shraklator in shifting chaos, for you see all with Vilkar's eye. Your mind is divided, your crash weak. Dakon, you will stop this now. Dakon reluctantly lowers his blade. Katana stares incredulously for a moment, then a sharp grin splits her features. The truth is at last. Your mind is not divided. You are a slave to this human. Speaks with an Anarach's authority to you, and you listen. Your mind is cast in glyph's mold, Kinara. Let's go, Dakan. This is why Gith shouldn't breed. They always going on about this, or believe in that, or... Oh, sorry, this is more. This is why Gith shouldn't breed. They're always going on about this, or the belief of this, or where mind players, or get Yankee to kill, and so on and so forth. I don't think they even enjoy poking each other. They just go barmy and lose their minds for the wayside, else they'd stand so direct and focused all the time they forget their sense of humor. They blather about focus and having one mind and community trust, but none of the race broke with itself as soon as it broke with the mind suckers. Now tell me, religion and ideology won't bring the planes crashing down. You have lost your way, Dakan. Know that I hope you find your path. I pity you. Farewell. Let's go. Dakan, cut her down. Dakan Warwick's father. It is not my will that I do this. Very well, but remember, she walks a fine line. Will you strike me down for one nod of the people? Do his words carry more weight than that of a Sirth? You are truly lost, Dakan. How did this come to be? Dakan's house, an arc of 100 years. There is no hourglass that can measure the tale. There's a matter as twisted as Frithi's roots, and the resolution is near impossibility. It may never come. Judge me not too harshly. You have lost your way, Dakan. Know that I hope you find your path. I pity you.
I'm gone.
But she and Zerthamon can get into like a one-on-one kind of combat there. Godsman Guard. Nazi. See a sickly Gisrai woman. She's hunched and bent, and her constant coughing is obvious source of pain to her. She holds a handkerchief that is practically soaking with blood, tissue, and phlegm to her face, bites at you and hisses. Greetings. Stares at you and speaks a few mumbled words to Dakan. Dakan glances at you and says, she cannot understand your speech. She said she is dying. Is there anything we can do for her? Know that she will not recover. I can put her out of her misery. That is all. As a Zerth of the people, it is my responsibility to provide an alternative. Let's see here. Having the Nameless One killer or Dakan doing so is mercifully considered a good act. So, then be merciful, Dakan. Dakan draws his blade and waits for the woman to prepare herself. She touches the unbroken circle of Zerthamon he wears for a moment, and her face is stoic. His blade is a blur, and when he has completed the stroke, she lies bleeding on the hard stone of Sigil Street. Well struck, Dakan.
Updated my journal.
Two pennies to rub against each other. Well. Well, I was going to say something about how this game approaches, things that aren't quite moral absolutes, but here is a moral absolute. Slavery. Yeah. See a bolsterous auctioneer. He's very animated and does a lot of shouting, yelling, stomping. He seems to have a tendency towards melodrama and makes a lot of strange facial expressions and waves the arms. Greetings. Glances at you and motions to the crowd that he's taking a break. Well, 1,000 greetings I do bestow upon you. Crowd? What crowd? Does a double take when he notices your scouts. I take one look at you with my discerning eye and I see a man in the market for some healing charms. I have some questions. A little time for such wigwag praying. There's dealing to be done. Speak quick. Who are you? Darren's the name, friend. Could it be you've not heard of me? I'm wounded. Verily I am. She someone? We've got a... No, it doesn't look like it. You sell slaves? No, sir. These are indentured servants, not slaves, for the most part. They're guilty of minor crimes. All proceeds from their sale go towards paying their debt to the city. After the term of servitude, they'll be free citizens once again. Still sounds like slavery to me. Gives you a bright smile. I don't concern myself with such thoughts. My task is to sell their contracts and is given by the courts of Sigil. He lowers his voice and leans it closer. And collect a percentage for my efforts, you understand. Said they were guilty of crimes. What crimes did these commit? I don't know for certain, but I would guess theft, assault, not being able to pay their debts. Those are the most common transgressions. I see. I must be going.
You there! Fit on the slave! Let's hear it!
What terribleness. Fresh rainwater. Ugh. Coffin maker's shop.
All right.
Maybe you guys know me. See a tall, slender man with glassy eye expression. He seems engrossed in a tale from the shopkeeper's lady. Occasionally nods his head and makes no comment of his own. Greetings. Man turns slightly at your greeting just enough to acknowledge your presence. You notice that he's a bit pale of complexion and seems rather gaunt looking. Gives you a blank stare. Shopkeeper does not seem to notice any of this and continues on his stream of useless prattle. Are you alright? The man continues to stare at you and slowly nods. You wait for any further response, but he says nothing, only stares. You're about to turn away in frustration when you think you notice a strange musty odor about the man. Stand closer and sniff. Lean in and sniff at the man, unsure what you'll find. As you do, a musty odor fills your senses. An odor you recognize from your time in the mortuary. It smells of dead flesh preserved by magic. You're a zombie, aren't you? The creature continues to stare at you blankly. Slowly, as of great effort, it begins to reply to you. Only your speak with the dead powers make him understandable. Yes, I am Dimtree. Why are you here, Dimtree? Dimtree slowly glances at the shopkeeper and makes a feeble gesture towards him. Seeing this sign of interest, the shopkeeper redoubles his efforts in telling whatever tale he's relating to the poor creature. Dimtree looks at you again. Hamries, he talks. Hamries never stops. Wanders town. Annoys master. Annoys everyone. Master create Dimtree. Tells Dimtree talk Hamris. Now Hamris stay in shop. Master happy. Town happy. Dimtree sad. Aww. Anything I can do to help you, Dimtree? Creature pauses and resumes a slow speech with you. You can almost detect a pleading tone in his voice. Yes. Find Master Sebastian. Ask him release me. Please. He turns his attention to the hammers momentarily. Please. Now I'll just put you out of your misery. Dimtree barely shakes his head at you. No. Master revive. Must ask Master Sebastian. Please. He waits your answer. Sure, Dimtree. I'll see what I can do for you.
Updated my journal.
Can almost sense a feeling of relief emanating from the zombie. Dimtree. Thank you, friend. Farewell, Dimtree. See a rugged-looking, square-jawed man. He turns to you with a wide smile. How are you, Cutter? Good day to you. Good day to you, indeed. He squints at you for a second and adjusts his hand out to shake yours. Shake his hand. Greetings. Ham reads at your service. Member of the Harmonium and the fashioneer of fine coffins that recently departed. I think I know you, do I not? Let's see if I can place it. Pause to think a moment. Sharp with the names I was in Harmon. Tell me I knew everyone in the entire ward. I've got some questions. Ask away. I hear your father died. Can you tell me what happened? Frowns to you. Well, he disappeared some time ago, and I can only assume he's dead. Where'd you hear this? I don't recall, really. You say he disappeared. Oh, yes. Many, many years ago. My father was a talented stonemason. He did not only construct sarcophagi, but was also quite skilled in tomb design. People from across Sigil. The rooms begin to fade around you as a memory tugs at your consciousness. Relax and try to remember.
Updated my journal.
Nice. Find yourself standing in this very shop, talking with an older man while a child sits in the corner and plays. On the counter between you and the shopkeeper is a set of plans. He seems to be explaining some intricacies with the construction of a tomb. Your vision fades as you try to examine the details of the plan. When your sight returns, you are standing in a cavern in front of a tomb. Above the entry, you see the slogan, Engineered for Eternity, clearly carved in stone. The shopkeeper is standing in front of you, a broad smile on his face. He gestures to you and begins to walk you into the tomb. You quickly match his pace from behind and draw your blade. Uh-oh. You find yourself back in Harmony Sharp. He's looking at you with some concern. Are you well, sir? Tell me what happened to your father. He simply vanished one day, leaving most of his commissions unfinished. Most embarrassing. Took a while to get out his debts caused by his disappearance, and to an extent, I'm still settling various accounts. Still, I haven't had a certain aptitude for work, and sighs lightly and goes a far away look in his eye. Go on. Sorry, I was just thinking. My father's disappearance was the reason I joined the Harmonium. I'd left it later on. First, I had a burning desire to find out what happened to him. Later, I felt a certain obligation to continue his life's work. I never found the answers I sought, and it was quite the mystery of what happened. Did your father keep any of the plans for the tombs he built? Thanks for a moment. Yes, he did. After I came of age and inherited the business, I went through all of his records. They were quite extensive. Why do you ask? If I describe a tomb to you, could you tell me if it was your father's work? Frowns though and says, I could try, but my Harmonium training has blessed me with a sharp memory. I should be able to recognize my father's work if you give me enough details. Describe the tomb from your memory. Thanks for some time. There is little doubt the tomb you describe is my father's work. The slogan you mentioned has been the family trademark for several generations. Pause and give you a strange look. This tomb, where is it located? Oh, we can describe the location. As long as what we're doing is not terrible. Yeah, let's describe location. Describe location in detail, surprising yourself with the knowledge you had of the area. Hammer's watches you with a concerned look. Odd, I don't recall anything in the family records that would even have been permitted him to construct a tomb there. Dustmen are very careful about building rights and real estate, especially beneath the streets of Sigil. Did you recognize the location? Oh yes, sounds like the Drowned Nation's catacombs to me. Never been there myself, but heard the area described many a time in my years in the Harmonium. I need to know if your father kept the plans for that too. Yes, the warehouse where I stole my goods, handles, and business and documents. Anyway, they're having an internal problem of some sort, new management or some nonsense. I haven't had to replenish my stock of late, and I doubt I could retrieve any paperwork from them either. Harmonium would never let things get so out of hand to cause distress to its customers. The voice fades away as he thinks for a moment. Perhaps you'd look in the matter for me. The warehouse? Yes, the warehouse has some internal problem of some sort, whatever that means. Can't get any stock from them until the matter is cleaned up. That's like almost exactly what you said earlier. Guess I don't have a choice. If I want the plans, I'll do it.
Updated my journal.
Excellent. If you deal with this issue satisfactorily, I may have your plans for free. He gets that lecture look on his face again. That might not seem like sufficient payment, but let me tell you about the difficulty involved in creating those plans. No, thank you. I'll just get started on this right away. Farewell. Okay.
Done.
Well, I guess we're looking for plans for our own tomb, even though I thought we visited already. Yeah, well, it's free experience points. Have a good one, folks.